drove from Marathon to Sonora, and we're now in the city of Sonora. We're gonna go to the Caverns of Sonora, which is about 10 minutes outside of the city. The Caverns are halfway between San Antonio, Texas, and Big Bend National Park. We made it to the Caves of Sonora, and we're gonna go do the Horseshoe Lake tour, which is an hour and 15 minutes. It's the shorter tour. We didn't want to take Sierra on the longer one, which is an hour and 45 minutes. This cave is unusual because most of the caves that have stalagmites and stalactites are super cool. Like they stay at a temperature of like 68 degrees all year round. This one is a warm cave. We've never been in a warm cave, so it's like 72 degrees, and then with the humidity, which is 95%, it makes it like 85 to 90 degrees in there. So they recommend not bringing any jackets or coats or anything. So we're gonna take everything off and we'll see how it goes. Where you check in and buy tickets, there's a large gift shop that also has some information about the caves and a place to buy fudge. Hi, Mr. Peacock.
In the cave.
The Mayfield family began ranching in Sonora, Texas around the 20th century. An opening in the rock was found in the southern part of the ranch when a dog chased a raccoon into the 20-inch opening. Locals went to explore the cave but were only able to get around 500 feet from the entrance due to a 50-foot deep pit. In 1956, Jack Birch, a caver from Oklahoma, saw the cavern for the first time. He began to see human impact on the caverns in places where there shouldn't have been any damage. His vision was to develop the cavern to stop the destruction and preserve the cavern for future generations. The development started in 1959. The Caverns of the Sonora was opened to the public July 16, 1960. The limestone in this cave dates back 105 million years ago. Stalactites are formations that hang from the ceiling. Stalagmites are formations that come from the ground up. Here you can see beautiful flowstone.
Yeah, how cool is that?
This is very unusual formations. Stalactite that started as dripstone, and a little flowstone that became popcorn, and some helictites. So it's really neat formations of stalactites and stalagmites with bumps all over it. This area of the cave, you could see a phenomenon called condensation corrosion. So you have multiple layers of development, and then some event happened causing condensation corrosion. Something corrosive condensed on the formations.
They used to use the spent fuel that they would have to put up these cave signs. And the cave signs stayed well enough for them to use over again and other people, and here is one of the original ones. The arrow always points to the exit. And there's a couple other universal cave signs that mean like dead end and things like that.
This room is called the chandelier room, and you could see a lot of soda straws. This is a beautiful piece of flowstone. It almost looks like a waterfall. Here is what they call the wishing well, and it's where people throw in coins and you make a wish.
Cave applesauce, that's cool.
Wow.
This large room has a whole bunch of columns in it.
Got done doing the Caverns of the Sonora. It was a really neat cave. We just did the hour 15-minute tour. I thought that was good. If you wanted more in depth and go through the whole cave, there's an hour 45-minute tour. It was humid, it was hot, but it wasn't as hot as we thought it would be. So a t-shirt was sufficient. Yeah, you do not need a jacket in there though. This cave has some really cool formations. Like like we've never seen before. They have these Helictites, which are really unusual. Never seen those. Really cool. They also have these applesauce formations that look smooth like applesauce. They have the normal stalactites and stalagmites, and they had some columns that were nice in different sizes. They also had a lot of those pencil straws, which are really thin. Pretty neat. What do you think?
That's a nice cave. It's all limestone, and first the water evacuated a cavity in the ground, and then as the water table dropped, the water got out of the cave, and then it started dripping into the cave and reformed stalactites and all formations. Pretty neat.
This cave was found by a guy who was chasing its dog, and they went into this hole and they tried to get it, and they realized it was super deep, and then they started exploring it. Pretty normal story. I feel like that's how all the caves are discovered, or by like their dogs or animals go into a hole and they try to get them out and they're in this big cave. Now we are heading to the city of San Antonio.
I hope you enjoyed the tour of the caverns. Next week, we're going to San Antonio, Texas. Please subscribe below to follow more of our adventures.